When cruel HOA President Mrs. Malhotra pushes disabled 7-year-old Adya into the river, mocking her weakness, she thinks no one will defend the helpless child. But Adya's father isn't just any parent, he's the chief minister, and his love will bring justice to those who hurt the innocent. Before watching full story, comment below from where are you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. The morning sun shone over Green Valley Colony. Mrs. Rita Malhotra, the HOA president, walked around with her notebook. She was always looking for problems. Everyone in the colony was afraid of her mean behavior. Little Adya sat in her wheelchair near the small bridge. She was 7 years old. Her legs did not work properly, but she had a beautiful smile. She loved watching the river and the birds. This was her favorite place to sit and think. "What are you doing here?" Mrs. Malhotra shouted at the little girl. "Hello, Auntie. I'm just watching the water. It is so peaceful here," Adya said sweetly. "This place is not for disabled children. You are making this place look bad. Normal children cannot play here because of you," Mrs. Malhotra said with anger in her voice. Adya looked confused. "But Auntie, there is so much space. Other children can play here too. I do not take much room." Mrs. Malhotra had always been cruel to people who were different. She thought disabled people were weak and useless. She believed that being mean made her powerful. In her mind, this little girl was just a problem that needed to go away. "I told you to move. If you cannot move fast, then you should not come here at all," she said coldly. Adya tried to move her wheelchair with her small hands, but it was heavy for her. She moved very slowly. Mrs. Malhotra became more angry watching her. "You are too slow. Let me help you move faster," Mrs. Malhotra said with a wicked smile. She grabbed the wheelchair and pushed it hard toward the bridge. Adya screamed as she fell into the shallow river. The water was cold and scary. She could not swim or stand up properly. "Help me. Someone please help me," Adya cried. Water went into her mouth as she struggled to breathe. Her wheelchair was on the ground, far from the water. Mrs. Malhotra stood there watching. She showed no kindness or worry. "Maybe now you will learn to stay away from places where you do not belong," she said without any feeling. Other people in the colony heard the screaming. They looked from their windows and balconies. But they were all afraid of Mrs. Malhotra. She controlled everything in their colony. If someone made her angry, she would make their life very difficult. Mr. Gupta wanted to help, but he remembered how Mrs. Malhotra had his car towed last month. Mrs. Sharma felt bad for the child, but she was afraid Mrs. Malhotra would not approve her home renovation if she interfered. But Adya's father, Arjun Kumar, was different. He had been coming back from his morning walk when he heard his daughter's voice crying for help. His heart stopped when he realized it was Adya. "Adya!" he shouted and ran as fast as lightning. Without thinking about his expensive clothes or anything else, he jumped into the river. He quickly picked up his daughter in his strong arms. She was shaking and crying from fear and cold. "Papa, Papa. The mean auntie pushed me into the water. She said I do not belong here," Adya said between her tears. Arjun looked at Mrs. Malhotra with eyes full of anger. But he controlled himself and spoke in a calm voice. "Why did you push my daughter into the water?" Mrs. Malhotra felt something strange about this man. His voice was calm, but it had power that made her nervous. Still, she tried to act tough. "Who are you to question me? I am the president of this colony. This disabled child was creating problems. I was just solving the problem," she said, trying to sound important. "Creating problems?" Arjun asked quietly. "A 7-year-old child sitting peacefully was creating problems for you?" By now many neighbors had come outside. They had lived in fear of Mrs. Malhotra for years. She made unfair rules and punished people for small things. She had made their lives miserable with her cruel behavior. Mrs. Patel whispered to her husband, "This is wrong. That poor child did nothing bad." Mr. Singh, the old teacher, shook his head sadly. "We should have stopped this long ago. We are all cowards." Young mothers held their own children closer, thinking about how scared they would be if someone hurt their babies like this. Mrs. Malhotra heard people talking and became more angry. "All of you go back to your homes. This is not your business. I am handling a colony matter." "Colony matter?" Arjun repeated. His voice was still calm, but everyone could feel the danger in it. "Is hurting children part of your colony management? I do not have to explain anything to you. You are just another resident. I have powerful friends. I can make your life very difficult if you do not respect me," Mrs. Malhotra threatened. Arjun smiled, but it was not a happy smile. "Powerful friends, you say?" He took out his phone and made a call. Everyone listened carefully. "This is Chief Minister Arjun Kumar. Send my security team to Green Valley Colony immediately. Also, call the police commissioner and tell him I need him here right now. There has been an attack on my daughter. Mrs. Malhotra's face became white like paper. Chief Minister? You're lying. You cannot be the Chief Minister. We will see, Arjun said simply. Within 10 minutes, big black cars came into the colony. Men in black suits came out. Police officers came too. Local government officers also arrived quickly. They all came to Arjun and showed him great respect. Sir, what happened? Is little Adya okay? Asked the police commissioner who knew Arjun's family well. The neighbors watched with their mouths open. They could not believe it. The quiet man who lived in apartment 15B was the chief minister of their state. The most powerful man in the government had been living among them like a normal person. This woman, Arjun pointed at Mrs. Malhotra, pushed my 7-year-old disabled daughter into the river. She mocked her weakness and said she did not belong in the colony. Mrs. Malhotra fell on her knees. Her hands were shaking with fear. Sir, please forgive me. I did not know who you were. I made a terrible mistake. Please do not punish me. You did not know who I was, Arjun repeated slowly. So that made it okay to hurt a helpless child? He looked around at all the people watching. Tell me, what other things has this woman done to you all? The neighbors looked at each other. For years they had suffered in silence. Now they finally felt safe to speak the truth. She made my 80-year-old mother stand in the rain for 2 hours because she said our guest's car was parked wrong, said Mr. Gupta. She threw away my children's toys because she said they made the playground look messy, said Mrs. Kapoor. She banned the security guard from sitting during his 12-hour shift. She said it looked unprofessional, added Mrs. Patel. She forced us to paint our doors the same color. When my wife was sick and we delayed, she fined us 10,000 rupees, said Mr. Joshi. She made rules that children cannot play outside after 6 p.m. She said their noise disturbed her TV watching, said Mrs. Agarwal. More and more stories came out. Mrs. Malhotra had created a kingdom of fear. She used small rules to hurt people and make them suffer. She enjoyed making others afraid of her. Arjun listened to every story. His face became sadder with each tale of cruelty. I chose to live in this colony because I wanted Adya to have a normal childhood. I wanted her to make friends and play safely. But instead, I put her in danger. He kneeled down to talk to Adya, who was wrapped in a warm blanket that a neighbor had brought. My princess, are you feeling better now? Yes, Papa. But why was that auntie so mean to me? I never did anything wrong to her. Sometimes, Beta, people forget how to be kind. They think being cruel makes them strong. But actually, it only makes them very weak inside. Adya nodded. Even though she was just 7, she understood that some people had forgotten how to be good. Arjun stood up and spoke to everyone. I am the chief minister of this state. But before that, I am a father who loves his daughter more than anything in the world. I have the power to make laws and change things. But today, I failed to protect my own child. The crowd listened carefully to every word. This woman, he pointed at Mrs. Malhotra, will face the law for what she did. Pushing a child into water is a serious crime. Using power to hurt innocent people is also a crime. He turned to the police commissioner. File charges for child endangerment, assault, abuse of authority, and harassment of colony residents. Mrs. Malhotra cried and begged. Please, sir. I'm sorry. I will never do this again. Please forgive me. You are sorry because you got caught. You are sorry because I am powerful. But you were not sorry when you hurt my innocent daughter, Arjun said firmly. As the police took Mrs. Malhotra away, she finally understood her mistake. She had not just hurt any child. She had attacked the daughter of the most powerful man in the state. Her small kingdom of cruelty was finished forever. Arjun spoke to all the neighbors. I have been living here for 2 years as just Adya's father. I wanted her to have a normal life, to make friends, to be happy. I did not want people to treat her differently because of who I am. The residents felt ashamed. They had failed to protect an innocent child because they were scared of a bully. But I see hope too, Arjun continued. Today many of you found courage to speak truth. You showed that good people still exist in this world. He looked at everyone's faces. Real power is not about making people afraid. Real power is about protecting those who cannot protect themselves. I have political power, but I learned something important today from my daughter. What did you learn, Papa? Adya asked innocently. I learned that you are braver than me. Even after someone hurt you, you do not hate them. You still have kindness in your heart. That makes you stronger than any powerful person. Adya smiled her beautiful smile. Hate makes people sick, Papa. Mama taught me that before she went to heaven. Everyone felt tears in their eyes. This little girl who had suffered so much was teaching them about forgiveness and love. Arjun wiped his own tears. My daughter's mother died in a car accident 2 years ago. Adya was also hurt in that accident, which is why she cannot walk. But look at her, she chooses happiness over sadness, love over hate. The neighbors felt even more ashamed. They had watched this brave child suffer and did nothing to help her. I want to make this colony a better place, Arjun announced. Not with fear and strict rules but with kindness and care. Will you all help me? Every person raised their hand. They wanted to make up for their past mistakes. In the following weeks, everything changed in Green Valley Colony. The cruel rules were removed. New rules were made based on respect and helping each other. A special playground was built where children with disabilities could also play happily. The neighbors who were once afraid now competed to help Adya. Mrs. Patel taught her how to paint. Mr. Singh read her stories. The young mothers included her in their children's games. Arjun used his position as chief minister to create new laws protecting disabled children all over the state. Adya's suffering had opened his eyes to problems he had not seen before. Mrs. Malhotra was punished by the court. But more importantly, her cruelty had taught everyone else about the importance of standing up for what is right. The river where Adya had once cried for help became her favorite place again. But now she was never alone. Friends always surrounded her there. Her father often joined her to watch the fish and birds. Arjun realized that his biggest success was not being chief minister. His biggest success was raising a daughter who could forgive cruelty and spread love wherever she went. The colony learned that real strength comes from protecting innocent people, not from making them afraid. One cruel woman's actions had brought out the hidden goodness in everyone else. And one father's love had shown them all what true leadership really means, putting family first and using power to help others, not to hurt them.